Thank you. Appreciate all of you being here. Tonight, we have the privilege of honoring 92 terrific kids from all of the elementary schools in Salem and Spanish Fork. So you should know that you were selected by your teachers for the great things that you do. If you want to know what terrific stands for, look at the back of your program just quickly. And you'll see that we use that as an acronym. So terrific stands for someone who is thoughtful, enthusiastic, respectful, responsible, inclusive, friendly, inquisitive, and capable. The amazing thing about this is that we have the opportunity year after year to see so many wonderful children receive this award. This is the first year that I know of that we actually have a father and a son who both were recognized as terrific kids in their school. Your name will be on a plaque that will also hang at your elementary school. So that will recognize this great accomplishment for years to come. That's one of the reasons why we want to make sure your name is spelled right, okay? So I apologize to two that I left off the program inadvertently, but we do have certificates for them this evening. And I apologize to Paul. So let me just mention a little bit. Those of you who may not know much about Kiwanis, Kiwanis is a service organization. Rotary, you might have heard of. Rotary tends to be focused more on the business side of things within communities. But Kiwanis really focuses on community service. And so as the motto of Kiwanis, it is serving the children of the world. And we do that. We try hard to make sure that we are doing things that will benefit the youth in our community. So one of the things that we do is we award fifth graders a Terrific Kid Award. When you come to ninth grade, in the ninth grade year, we also honor those who have been outstanding in their local junior highs with a Hope of America Award. And there's a cash award that's involved with that as well. And then as seniors in 12th grade, we honor those seniors who are selected with a $1,000 scholarship. So we want you to keep being terrific, right? Keep doing good things. Keep serving in your schools, in your home, and in your community. We recognize also that none of this happens without great parents. So what I'd like to do initially is I'd like to have all of our terrific kids, will you stand, please? We want to recognize you first. So let's give everyone a round of applause. Thank you. Now, don't sit down yet. Don't sit down yet. I want you to look around you, all right? Because you have not gotten where you are without maybe a little kicking in the rear end or a little encouragement. So I want you to clap for your parents and your grandparents and your siblings. Thank you. Now you can sit down. As I read your name, we'd like you to come up on this side of the stage, walk across, you'll receive a certificate, and then a treat bag. And then we'd like you to stand until all of your school has been called so that we can get a picture. And we want that smile and holding that certificate for maybe a minute or two until all parents have taken as many pictures as you'd like. Okay? All right, so we are going to start with American Leadership Academy. But before we do that, let me call up some of our other Kiwanians to help present those awards and shake hands. And as they're coming up, let me just mention that if you've been to the Fiesta Days Rodeo and you've gone to the Kiwanis concession stand, you have had the opportunity to maybe eat a hamburger that has been prepared by the Kiwanis. All of the money that's raised at that concession stand at the Spanish Fork Fiesta Rodeo goes directly back into this community. So we want you to know that's where we fund our scholarships, that's where we fund the other awards and the service that we do. Each of the high schools has key clubs, which are student organizations that are also focused on service. So, we ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay,
ALA.
I've got my list, and if you'll, so maybe it might come out in front so you can hand those to them, okay? So your hand will be a little sore shaking hands, but that's okay. All right, so American Leadership Academy. We have Silas Danzy. Juliana Giroli. Talent Harris. Rylan Holcomb. Ariana Jackson. Melanie Ruiz. Liam Sellers. Cristabella Solano. Clarissa Solorzano. And Sebastian Turner. Next up, we have Brockbank Elementary. We have Tate Cornaby, James Jarvis, Easton Mabey, Millie Reed, Delilah Reynolds, and Olivia Varner. Next, we have Canyon Elementary, Aiden Barney, Danielle Perez Gracia, Tyler Gwillem, Elena Klepfer, Kinley Orton, and Caleb Peterman. Okay. Next up is East Meadows Elementary. We have Grace Ard, Janie Berry, Jacob Barrett, Nate Hansen, Hazel Hunter, Callan Johnson, Rod Oliver, and Penny Spencer. Next up is Foothills Elementary. We have Isaac Adamson, Hudson Barker, Marin Galley, Adelaide Gilly, Timothy Harris, Weston Hawley, Marin Huff, Abigail Hondel, Lincoln Stoker, and Addie Tuckett. Next up, we have Larson Elementary with Lincoln Albright, Santiago Cardenas, Adelaide Clark, Noah Hall, Riley Nelson, and Charlie Stickney. Okay, next up we have Mount Loafer Elementary. We have Kinley Barney, Shaylee Davis, Darcy Knutson, Elsie Pearson, Riker Thomas, Dax White, Monson Wilson, and Jack Beach. Next up, we have Park Elementary with Ezra Bliss, Nicholas Brown, Mia Crandall, and Brexley Roberts. Great, thank you. Next, we have Riverview Elementary.
Yeah, Riverview.
Beckett Binks, London Lovinger, Jaden Moeller, Emery Moss, Steele Maurer, Aria Parker, Caleb Sheffield, and Lulu Tanner. Next up is Salem Elementary with Stella Gilbert, Riker Hill, Scout Jensen, Carver Nelson, Colin Prettyman, and Juliet Swinford. All right, next up, Sierra Bonita with Mason Atwater, Sadie Gordon, Toby Hoyt, Chase Mansfield, Maite Ruiz, Lorenzo Solberg, Claire Tuller, and Liesel Zainter. Okay. Last but not least, we have Spanish Oaks Elementary with Jack Bueller, Kathy Cabanas Gonzalez, Sophie Henry, Tilly Jackson, Becca Moss, and Emiliano Robles. So I do want to recognize, appreciate our past Lieutenant Governor, Chad Bunn, being here this evening, and our State Senator, Mike McKell, who's also a member of the Kiwanis Club. We want you to know that we are always looking for good people who would like to serve, and we know everyone's busy with growing families, but if you would like to be involved in serving your community, please come talk to us. And we're happy to share with you what Kiwanis Club does and involve you in helping do the kinds of things that we do. Just in closing, I want you to know that tonight is an official Kiwanis meeting. That's why we started with a song, a pledge, and a prayer. We believe strongly in the sanctity of our nation. We're grateful for the blessings that we have of being in this wonderful country. I want you to know, and I'll just leave you with this quote by Martin Luther King before I turn the time back to Scott, and that is, there's a quote that he gave years ago that I really appreciate. It's short but sweet, and it says, "Not everyone can be famous, but everyone can be great through service." And I want you to remember that, young people, is the way in which you can establish yourselves as someone who exemplifies those terrific qualities is by being of service, as I mentioned, in your families, in your school, and in your communities. Thank you.